Colorado just wrapped up their 8th preseason practice in advance of Saturday's open scrimmage. Brian, you got a chance to talk today with safety Aaron Maddox, transferred in from the JUCO ranks this spring. Wasn't able to practice this spring, but he's practicing now. We've talked a lot about safety being a major concern in terms of depth at that position. How does it sound like it's going for him?
Yeah, it was the first time I'd met him. Great kid. I mean, I love his demeanor and his attitude. Took the spring as a blessing, really, and say, hey, I got a chance to really hone my mental skills and take it for what it was. And his dad played in the NFL, so he's got that experience and kind of knows how to deal with things. I like the kid. He's a big kid. He's working at nickel as well, but he was telling me he's kind of the number 3 safety to go in there right now. After Nick and Evan, he's the guy to go in. So also working at nickel, but so he's learning 2 different positions. But I love the kid. I think he's going to play a lot this season. I think that. From what it sounds like, if not their top backup safety, he's got to be one of the top 2.
And he had that shoulder injury, but he still looks like he's put on a little bit of good weight since he's gotten here. Still a little bit thin for a Pac-12 safety, but you watch his JUCO film, and he throws his body in there. He's pretty relentless in that way.
He's a hard hitter, and he knows what he's doing. I think he knows the mental game. And just in talking to him, the fact that he sat out in the spring and was able to really kind of go over the playbook and sit back and watch, I think is going to help him, actually. And he feels healthy after the labrum. And he said he didn't even know about the injury, that he got hurt second game of his JUCO year, and they thought it was a sprain. He didn't know about it until he got here. So he was kind of thankful to kind of get that taken care of. But I'm excited about him. I think of the newcomers, I think he's one of the guys I don't think about a lot. But as you start to look at everything, he's got to be one of the guys you're most excited about.
We've both talked to inside linebackers coach Ross Ells in recent days, talked to Drew Lewis as well today. It's interesting, Drew Lewis is still probably going to be slated to be an inside backer, but they're experimenting a little bit with him outside, utilize that pass rush ability, and I think you got to find a way to get Nate Landman on the field, right?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because they've got 3 guys that are really good that I think you want on the field, and how do you get them all on the field at the same time? I mean, I would argue, I don't know about you, we haven't talked about this, but I would argue that's 3 of your best 11 defenders. And so you probably want all 3 of them on the field as much as you can. I don't think we're going to see it a ton, but I think there's going to be some packages where you get all 3 on the field, and it's going to be fun. I'd love to see Drew in that position. He obviously had a lot of quarterback hurries, a lot of quarterback hits, not a lot of sacks, but if he's going after the quarterback, it could be kind of fun.
Both Rick Gambo and Drew Lewis played over 800 snaps last year. The one thing Ross Ells is very adamant about is those 2 guys are not going to play that much this year, and I think it's more of you want a quality over a quantity in terms of the reps that they give you, right?
Yeah, like the quote he said to me the other day was, "It's not going to be the Gamboa Lewis show this year," And when you look at Nate Landman, there's no way it can be, right? And he's raving. Ross was raving about Akeel Jones as well. Mm-hmm. I haven't had a chance to talk to him this camp, but he said Akeel's really come on strong this offseason. So you got 4 guys there that are looking really good. And the first day of pads last week, or earlier this week, Chase Newman was mentioned out of the blue by a couple different players as, whoa, that guy shows up and hits hard. And then John Van Diest is healthy now and, not swimming like he was. He's still trying to get his legs under him. But, you've got 6 guys there that, you could probably trust at some point this year. Maybe Newman and Van Diest not quite ready, but at some point this year.
Tomorrow's scrimmage, we've talked about it. It's going to be vanilla. You're not going to see a lot of the established guys, but I think for us that's almost more fun to see some guys, and we'll get a chance to see Trayvon McMillan carry the football for the first time in front of fans at Folsom Field. That's one of the guys I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, Trayvon's going to be a lot of fun, and talking to Coach Chev the other day about him, I got a little bit more excited about him because he's talking about, boy, this kid is strong enough to run through tackles, but he's quick enough and agile enough to get around the edge. And who was the player I was talking to the other day? I can't remember who it was, but one of the players was talking about him as well, just raving about him, just saying Trayvon looks really good. So I'm excited about that. Also excited to see, the guy we keep hearing about is Israel Antoine. Mm-hmm. And the freshman, I've written about him a couple times this week, but I'm excited to see that kid play. To see how dominant he is. And McIntyre told me the other day, that kid will play and play a lot. And so I'm eager to see him.
I'm anxious to see Jalen Jackson. We've heard he's been making plays out here consistently, not necessarily for this year, but you've got Juwan Winfrey, Kabion Anto going into their senior year. You want to see, are they really going to stock that cupboard back up the way they have quickly under Darren Cheverini's watch here the last few years? That's one guy I'm anxious to see out there. Any other guys for you?
Yeah, one other guy I want to mention that has been here for a little bit, and I don't think fans think about him a whole lot in the cornerback competition, is Ronnie Blackman. And I have been hearing a ton about Ronnie Blackman and how good he has been this spring. the backup quarterbacks, Sam and Tyler, were telling me the other day that kid breaks on a ball like nobody else. And Ashley Ambrose was telling me that kid has the best instincts of the cornerbacks on our team. So he's going to play.
Mentioned that it's going to be open to the public. There's going to be a selfie session on the field afterwards, Brian. Are you going to get your selfie session on?
A ton of them. I'm going to clear the memory card on the phone and just make sure I've got plenty. I want to get 105 if I can.
Okay. All right. We'll see you at Folsom Field tomorrow.
One with you.
No thanks. No
Okay.
thanks.